Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I just wanted to do a really quick follow-up video to my unboxing of the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. It was released in earlier 2021 with the Magic Keyboard that I was really excited about finally getting. As you can see, this is not the Apple Magic Keyboard, so let's get into it. For those of you who buy lots of Apple products, you probably know that there's normally like a 14-day return policy, which means that I had to make the decision about keeping the Magic Keyboard pretty quickly. I was actually going onto Apple's website, checking to make sure that I could still even return the Magic Keyboard when I stumbled across this new, at the time, Logitech Touch Combo keyboard case. I think it only is available for the Pro models. When I saw it, I definitely thought it looked really interesting. Plus, it is a decent bit cheaper than the Apple Magic Keyboard. So yeah, I had already made my mind up about returning the Apple Keyboard, and I'll go into my reasons for that in a minute. And then I stumbled across this, and I could pick it up the same day when I dropped off the Magic Keyboard. So I was like, why not give it a try? If this doesn't work out, then I'll just resort to my like normal $20 Amazon cases that I normally get for my iPads. But basically, yeah, I just really did not love the Magic Keyboard. I didn't love it enough for having spent $350 on it. And even when I got this case, I immediately liked it a lot more than the Magic Keyboard, minus a couple of things that the Magic Keyboard has better about it. So as I said in my video, which was very honest, I did absolutely love the feel of the Magic Keyboard. The look of it was great, the white and everything. It is a really nice keyboard case. Like I think I said in the video, if you were going to be using your iPad as your computer, I highly recommend it because I've never really felt a keyboard typing experience with a case that was as nice as that, and the trackpad was really nice. I don't use my iPad that much as a computer. I thought that I would use the keyboard more than I did even, and the trackpad. Sometimes I do, but not as much as I thought I was going to, so it just didn't seem worth it. I also, with how expensive it was, I was kind of like, it's not very protective of my iPad. I normally get cases that cover the edges. It didn't have any of that. There was no way to get the keyboard out of the way. You always had to like remove the iPad if you wanted to use it in any other way than just like a normal typing case. So that was kind of annoying. Like I cook with my iPad a lot and do things that I wouldn't necessarily want to get into the keyboard. So I didn't like that about it, because as soon as you take your iPad out of the case, you're kind of limited with like just either holding it or laying it flat. You can't, there's no angles to it. So that wasn't very helpful with cooking. I did love the ease of taking it in and out. That's actually one of the things that I don't love about this case, is it's really hard to get on and off. Basically, when it comes down to it, for the cost, I wasn't happy enough with it because I didn't feel like I had enough flexibility with viewing angles, with the ability to either like flip the keyboard out of the way, take the keyboard off, but still be able to use it standing up like this. And it wasn't super protective, and it is really heavy. So as somebody who went from going from just the iPad Airs to the iPad Pro 11 inch to then this, which the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 2021 comes in weighing at 2.65 pounds already. And then you add this Logitech case with the keyboard and everything, and you're looking at an additional 1.72 pounds. And then if you had the Magic Keyboard instead for the 12.9 inch, that's 2.42 pounds. So it was just a lot of extra weight, even more than what this is. And this still feels really heavy. Like after the new iPad mini came out, I was kind of thinking about like the iPad mini life. You could almost like put that in your pocket. It's like a big cell phone, but it was kind of appealing after doing this. Like this isn't the most comfortable thing to like journal in because it's really big. Like I said in my video, I kind of wanted to experiment with the 12.9 inch. I haven't really done the things that I thought that I would be doing with it. There are definitely times like when I'm using it as a second monitor, which I have done a couple of times, that it is really nice. But when I want to just journal or take note, I personally don't think this is the most convenient size, and I kind of almost want to get the iPad mini to treat it like a notebook, but it's like a $500 notebook, so I don't think that I'm going to do that. Maybe if I go back to the iPad Air, I could justify getting an iPad mini. We'll see. As I said, I'm really glad that I made the switch. But what do I love about this and what don't I love? We'll start with the things that I don't love. Something that is the same between both the Magic Keyboard and this case is when I had the iPad Pro 11, like I said, I had a cheap Amazon case, but it had a thing that held your pencil, and it was just really nice to like not have to worry about this coming off your case. I could just throw it in my backpack or my computer bag or whatever and not worry about losing the pencil. I actually did find a workaround with it where I got this super cheap thing off of Amazon Amazon. It's a pencil holder. Maybe there's better options, but this was like $7 and it kind of works. So basically you just put it here on your iPad, or you could put it wherever, but this is kind of the place that I found that worked the best. It does keep this from staying down super well, but then you can just take it, store your pencil this way. Then you have the ability to not lose your pencil, which I haven't ever done, but I'm clearly very worried about it, that I bought an additional accessory to make sure that that didn't happen. So that is a little fix that I found with the not having the pencil holder. So that's the first thing I don't love about it. Secondly, the material, it's kind of weird. I haven't really gotten it too dirty, but I was really worried. I have wiped it off with the Lysol wipe and it didn't seem to change the color or leave any marks behind. So it's probably fine. I just would prefer if it was kind of more like the Magic Keyboard material or whatever the other Folio cases materials are. Not my favorite. So yeah, it also has these silicone edges, which I don't love because I try very hard to keep my screen clean, but then like lint gets into it and then it makes it harder to wipe it off because all of it wants to just stick to this. And like I said, it's not the easiest thing to get in and out of. But I think those are my main gripes about it. I wish the material was different. I wish I had a better pencil holder, and I wish it was easier to get in and out of the case, the iPad itself. But other than that, everything else about it is relatively comparable to the Magic Keyboard, and I think it has more benefits to it. So as you can see, there's more flexibility. Like, good luck doing this with your Magic Keyboard. You can easily take this off and then you have protection. So if you took your iPad off your Magic Keyboard case, you would lose all of the protection. So then you have the ability to, you know, like write on it, it's flat, it's protected, and then the viewing angles. So you can still have it in its case without the keyboard and be able to do crazy angles with it. Like, you can literally go, I don't know why you would do that, but they show it in the picture as like writing like that. So maybe if you're drawing, the angle's nice. It is kind of weird. I don't know how well this will hold up because it just feels like, I don't know, really stiff cardboard. But so far, for the 6 months that I've had this, it has held up just fine. The case does get charged through these smart connectors that it has built into the case. It is pretty thick silicone here on the case, so it does make it a little hard to get your USB-C in there. So when you want to charge your iPad, this is the only way you can do it, where with the Magic Keyboard, you were able to either plug it right into the iPad or into the iPad case. This only gives you one option, which it didn't matter to me. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by not having that anymore. Just being able to put this on and off super easily. It doesn't really go all the way back, which I would like because it kind of pops off, but you can always, I don't know why you would want to, but you can connect it backwards, and then that allows you to keep the case on. So if you wanted to, like if you were walking around and you wanted to keep the keyboard with you to be able to switch back, this is a way that you could still be, you know, writing and doing other things with it, and then that or that. And then you can still have this, like all that flexibility. This has more flexibility, so you're more likely to find a viewing angle that works for you. I absolutely love that this keyboard case has a dedicated top row of like function buttons. So you have your brightness for your iPad, brightness for your buttons actually, so they're backlit just like the Magic Keyboard. Your pause, play, skip, search, volume control, and then you can actually lock your iPad. I didn't realize that this had it. When I saw it on this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's right. The Magic Keyboard didn't have that. And I feel like that would have been really simple. The typing isn't quite as nice of an experience. It is a little bit more cramped, so I find myself occasionally hitting the wrong buttons, but it is, again, probably the second nicest keyboard case that I've ever tried. And the trackpad isn't quite as responsive, but it is, again, probably the second best one that I've ever used. It really works well. And then I'll show you how hard it is to get it on and off. See if I can do it. I haven't done this since I pretty much put it into the case because it has such a stiff back. There's like no flexibility. So I'm always worried I'm gonna like bend the iPad. Okay, so getting it off wasn't quite as bad, right? And then you can see it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then now it looks like it has like a permanent bend to it. Now, let's see if I can get this back in. Don't you love my skin? Depending on your brand, I think this is D brand. I was able to get the skin to fit. I was not able to keep the edging on though. I did initially put it on and then pretty much all of it came off when I tried to force it into this case. So let's see, I think you go like this. I think you start at the bottom and you fit that in nice and tight. And then you push it down. Okay, that was actually way easier than the first few times that I tried it. First of all, because I had the D brand skins on the side, which I think made it really tight fit, and it's probably loosened up by having it in there. So that was a lot easier, but obviously it's not as easy as the Magic Keyboard. But yeah, I think that that's it for this video. Hopefully this is helpful for somebody out there deciding if $350 is worth a case for your iPad that isn't very protective. If you're looking for a keyboard case and to use your iPad really as your computer, it's definitely worth spending the money, I think, on the Magic Keyboard, because I think that keyboard is really going to hold up and it's a really nice experience to use. But if you're not doing that, I mean, this is kind of almost the full package. Just the few things that I mentioned that I wish you could take it in and out easier, pencil holder and a different material, and it's over $100 cheaper. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful for anybody out there making that decision. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, what you think of either of these cases. Maybe you totally disagree with me and you think the Apple Magic Keyboard is the complete package. That's fine. Just my personal opinion, and wanted to share with you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next video.